You know, I feel like the place that Pariah and many queer films right now are failing, like Mosquita y Marie, which we just saw, is that the main character has something extremely traumatic that doesn't get resolved. And I think that in a lot of straight stories, people get to resolve their issues.
I mean, if you make mistakes being yourself, at least you're being yourself and true to yourself and what you're feeling, rather than pretending to be someone else and making mistakes as someone else.
I never wanted to make it about the fact that I was a female, my sexual preference. I've always just tried to make it about music and nothing else.
Producers are like, oh, let me hit you up with a beat. And then they find out I'm gay and it's like, I don't have a beat anymore or something.
Hey Jade, how you doing, girl?
Peace. I'm doing exceptionally well.
Off the top of your head, can you name a few queer people of color in the media?
Wanda Sykes seems to be getting it popping.
Yeah, she's doing it. Alice Walker. I don't know. I feel like I'm outing people.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Say their names. Like, I don't know.
Queers in the media, like famous people, like who are openly gay.
Oh, who open with they shit? Really?
Hold on, let me think about this one for a second.
Ma Rainey, can I like date it? Like back to jazz singers? Ma Rainey and Frida, because that's really all I have.
B.D. Wong, who you may know from Law & Order Special Victims Unit. He's the Asian American therapist dude. The person that comes to mind is Chavela Vargas. Like, she is epic. So she's still alive. She's still kicking. I think she's in like her late 80s and 90s or early 90s. She had a love affair with Frida Kahlo, and she's one of like my idols. She's absolutely wonderful. In terms of our generation, I mean, there's like Latina women that were on like the Real L Word and all that shit, right? So I guess that's some visibility. I don't know if they'd identify as queer, but I think they'd identify as lesbian. Ricky Martin, you know, he just came out, like, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's all like, that, off the top of my head, that's all I can think of.
The woman of my dreams, RuPaul. I can't say Wanda Sykes. Who else can I say? Dennis Rodman. Oh yeah, Tyler Perry.
As Marie, Raven Simone.
I mean, obviously we got Frank Ocean with his whole thing right now, and I don't know who else. I don't know who else is really like out right now. I've gotten in trouble for talking about who's out and who's not already, so you know, it's all about. It shouldn't really matter. You know, it should be about the art first. I try to make it about my art.
I think what you mentioned, like a comic, what's her name? Comedian, older black woman.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes. I went to see Wanda Sykes with my mom. It was great.
Why do you think people in the industry are so afraid to show who they love?
It's scary trying to be yourself in mainstream media, because if you know yourself, you know that there's only one you, and so being able to relate to people you're never gonna be able to relate to everyone, you know. And so I think as someone who's trying to be a mainstream artist with mainstream success, their goal is to usually be able to relate to as many people as possible. And no human being can relate to the whole world, you know, like everyone has their own experiences, everyone came from a different place. It's scary. It's scary for me to
you know, start singing because, I mean, I can't be anyone but myself personally, but I understand it. I understand, you know, you're putting yourself out there for people to throw their opinions around. With the internet, everyone's opinion matters now.
In our community, being gay still isn't completely openly accepted as one of the norms. So for an entertainer to say that they're openly gay, then that kind of pigeonholes them into now they're a gay artist or like a gay talk show host instead of just being a talk show host or an artist. And I think a lot of people don't necessarily want to pigeonhole themselves into a specific role, into serving or entertaining a specific community.
It's hard to be a person of color in a media period, let alone say I got this one other thing about me that America hates. So there probably are a lot out there, but they're not really out there.
If you're Queen Latifah and you're selling classic black woman that all these 30-year-old black women can relate to, then no, you can't be gay because that might turn them off. At the end of the day, I think it's money.
Do you think the entertainment industry represents the LGBTQ community accurately?
Yours does. Shameless plug.
Oh, really good. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, not many though. Not anything really. I mean,
I know, the real L word.
No.
No. I think there's one woman of color a season in that show. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and in this season, who is it?
It's that girl. She's like the head of the band.
Oh, but she's like Papa.
I think she's Hoppa. And
what is Roni?
Let's just be right.
Roni's, I think, like.
Is she Middle Eastern or something?
No, she's like Mexican and white or something.
Really? The one with short hair that's dating Steve now.
Posada is like, what is she? Middle Eastern?
Posada something.
Posada something.
Ain't no black people.
No, it's ambiguity.
So no. So no.
I think it represents a very small, femme, and wealthy segment of the queer community, by and large. And white, usually, but.
I mean, I don't really watch a lot of TV, but from what I've watched from like Logo or, you know, the real L Word and that kind of shit, I don't think it really represents us at all. It's not an accurate portrayal of our lives, for sure. And I don't think that the people that they choose necessarily have the awareness of what it's like in most queer communities, especially of color. People, they cast them to be white. Maybe they'll throw in a few token, you know, folks of color here and there, but it's definitely not accurate.
There are a lot of different projects and productions and things out there in the world, so I feel like there's probably something that everybody feels like a little bit like, oh, that's kind of me. But there's so many different types of queer people that not everything could capture every moment, you know? So more power to them, and hopefully more will just keep emerging and everything and showing the many different perspectives.
I don't think that there's too much media that actually doesn't like over-sexualize queer people of color, especially queer women of color. You know, like that does it like in a respectful and like fair, I guess, way.
Hip hop. Did y'all hear that song? Kanye West, he's like, girls kissing girls because it's hot, right? But unless you use a strap on, then she's not a dyke. And I just was like, huh? When did Kanye West become the expert on my life? I don't understand.
Okay. There are, you know, lesbian, queer, focused shows out there, but they're not really like on like Logo or anything like that. There's something, what is this, like this between women and things like that. And they get thousands of ratings, which is cool and fine, but I feel like it's the same old thing. drama, 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 drama. It's barely like a positive light to it. And that's what we already dealing with that as women, you know, where they have like Bad Girls Club and, you know, all of these love and hip hop and all that stuff. And then on top of that, now we have this about these black lesbian women. Once again, it's all about drama. I mean, it's not just drama when it's lesbians. How come you can't find that happy lesbian couple? Why ain't gotta be an angry, jealous person? Why ain't gotta be a player? Why the girl gotta be this? It's just, it's cool, but you know, there's more to being queer, or there's more to being a lesbian of color than just drama.
Like, those shows make me sad because I'm a young lesbian and these people are older than, a lot of them are older than me. And this is who, I have straight people at work or somewhere else like, do you watch this show? Because they know about it and they think that that's what I relate to, you know, at my job. Like, no, I need something better.
So when you turn on your TV, what would you like to see more of when it comes to the queers?
Black, powerful executive women, like in like high-powered jobs. That'd be nice to see. People who like make policies and make laws and stuff.
I would like to see more old people. I would like to see more fat people. I would like to see more dark-skinned people. I would like to see more femmes and doms, and I would like to see us point blank period. I would like to see, you know, good sex. I would like to see less designer clothes. I could go on.
How our aesthetic and how our expression and presentation informs our lives or doesn't or whatever.
Queer travel.
Travel.
Queer travel.
Yeah.
Like, all the queer travel guides in the world are for white gay men.
Yes.
More trans men in the media. I like to see more trans women in the media. I like to see more butch, you know. I like to see more gay men, and I'm talking about gay men just being themselves, not just being the infamous positions like a hairdresser or a clothing designer or something like that. I want us to be able to just be out there.
Social, political, community issues are more relevant, and I'd like to see more of that in the media.
I have a son, I have a 10-year-old, and an ex, and a girlfriend, and so it's like a weird dynamic, but it works. So it would be interesting to see how other people deal with that.
I just watched this movie called Backstage, like this old Jay-Z documentary, and remember, I was a big Jay-Z fan, but they boycotted the Grammys because they weren't presenting rap things on TV on like the national broadcast. So I say we all just boycott everything. And if one day all the people of color just said, fuck this shit over here, then the next day, everything would have to change and everybody would have to be our demands. And that's some nonviolent action there. Just turn off your TV, like, today.
What is happening? I don't want to make you mad at all. They don't even give me one.
I can hear you.
Are you gonna sing the Gigolo song? Yeah. What's up? What's up? I feel like I don't have any feelings. That's not my life. I mean, like, you know, gays can marry who they want to marry. No, just kidding. Hey, I like gay marriage.
This is why I can't have my friends here, because I try to impress them.
Downtown vivid to the song, Siaira on my head when it's on. South get the critics in the mall. Musically, shorty is a born, whether blue weave or the blonde. All them on my lawn, banks break the bank in the pawn.
I used to think I was fierce because I was in all the houses. I won trophies. I used to munch straight for dollars too. But see, I'm fiercer now because I got a job, I got an education.